Hello, boys and girls. It's me, Miss Davis. I'm so glad that we get to have art class again. Today, I thought we would draw a squirrel. It is springtime. I'm starting to see some squirrels out. I hope you are too. And we're going to learn to draw a squirrel today. You can put your squirrel on a tree branch. You can put him sitting in the yard, maybe eating an acorn. So I'm going to teach you guys the shapes to draw a squirrel. Okay, and we're going to start with our paper landscape style. So right now, turn your paper landscape style. That means it's wide instead of tall like portrait style. And get you a pencil with an eraser. In fact, my pencil doesn't have an eraser. So I'm going to get out my pencil with an eraser. So this one has an eraser on it. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to draw a big oval right here in the middle. Now this is his head. His head's going to be bigger than his body because, you know, we're kind of drawing cartoon style here. So we're going to draw a big squirrel head just as best you can. Does it have to be perfect? No, it does not have to be perfect. We're going to do our best. Now, we're going to give our squirrel some round ears. Okay, so give him some round ears and remember to draw the inside of the ears too. This almost looks like a frog with some eyes on top. You could probably turn this into a frog if you don't want to draw a squirrel with me. There we go. Now, we're going to give our squirrel some big round eyes. So give him some big round eyes. And I like to leave a big space in between his eyes. We're going to make him look super cute. So we're going to draw his nose and mouth kind of right up here close to his eyes, and that's going to give him kind of a cute look to him. So I like to separate the eyes and leave a big space. Now for the nose, we're going to draw the letter Y. So if you've ever seen a squirrel up close, a squirrel does not really have a kind of a colored in nose like a dog does. Instead, it looks more like the letter Y. Okay, it looks kind of like that. All right, now we're going to draw his mouth, and he's going to have a happy smile on. But you know, squirrels, they have 3 lips, kind of like a dog. So that's why we've already separated the first lip. That's what this is right here. And now we're going to draw a sideways 3. So I'm going to draw a valley right here and attach it to the Y. And another valley right here. And there is our sideways 3. Now he looks like he's smiling. Oh, he's so cute. He's so happy. Let's go back to the eyes real quick. Let's finish the eyes. So we're going to draw another circle inside. We're going to make this circle kind of big too. And that's going to be the black part of his eye. So that's called the pupil. And the outside circle here is going to stay white. That's the white part of his eye. And then we're going to draw a highlight. So inside the black part of his eye, we're going to draw a shiny highlight. And if you want to, you can draw a second highlight. And what color is a highlight? A highlight stays white because a highlight is white and shiny. Okay, let me do the other eye. So we're going to draw a big circle, and that's going to be the black part of his eye. And then we're going to draw the highlight again. And I added 2 highlights, so here's my second highlight. Just a little circle. Hey, if you fall behind just a little bit, you know, just stop the video, press pause real quick, help yourself to catch up, and then you can play the video again. So don't get frustrated if you fall behind, okay? You can always stop the video. All right, let's add some teeth. We want our squirrel to have some teeth so he can eat his acorn. So we're going to draw the bottom of a square and then draw a line down the middle of them. So that's his front teeth there. So just the bottom of a square, and then we're going to divide that in half with a line. So we've got tooth 1 and tooth 2. All right, now we're going to start the body. So the body is going to be smaller than the head, so he can have room for his feet and everything. So we're going to draw almost like the bottom of a teardrop. It's going to have a kind of like a round booty here. There we go. And just do your best. You do not have to be perfect, okay? All right, now I'm going to draw some feet coming off of him. And it's almost like you're drawing a rounded half circle. So it's going to be flat on the bottom because he's sitting on a tree branch. He's sitting flat on the tree branch. And it's going to be round on the top. And you can divide his toes if you want to. You can give him some toes by drawing a couple of lines here. All right, now we're going to draw his hands, and his hands are going to be kind of on his belly. They're not going to be reaching outwards. Unless you want to draw it that way, that's fine too. But if you're following me, his little arms are going to look like this. It's almost like we're drawing an oval without the top of it. Just like that. No, looky there. Mine's not perfect either. In fact, you can use your eraser if you don't like what you draw. And if you need to pause the video, just push pause, catch up, and then you can play the video again. That's the beauty about doing it this way. You can just pause the video if you really want to. And we can divide his little fingers here, add a couple of lines. And now we're going to draw an acorn in between his arms here. So I'm going to start at the top of one of the arm, and I'm going to draw a hill all the way to the other arm, just like that. And this is going to be the top of the acorn here. Now, I'm going to start a little further down his arm and just draw a straight line across to the other arm. Just kind of like that. So that's the bottom of the acorn cap. Now, we're not done drawing the acorn. So the acorn is going to be kind of down here between his paws. So I'm going to start down here on the bottom of his paws, and I'm going to draw a little valley. And that's going to be the bottom of the acorn. So let's add some detail to our acorn cap so we know that that's the acorn cap. And we're going to draw some diagonal lines from left to right. Just like that. We're going to start on the left and go to the right. Start on the left and go to the right. Now we're going to go the other way. So we're going to start on the right and go to the left. Start on the right and go to the left. Something like that. You could add a stem. I just added like a little, it's almost like a square, but it's kind of curved, isn't it? Just do your best, and if it's not the way you want it, guess what? Just erase it and do it again. Now, we're going to add his tail, and his tail can be however you want. If you want his tail to go off to one side, that's fine. If you want his big long tail to lay flat on the tree branch, that's fine. Let's see, what am I going to do? I think I want my tail to be maybe kind of up behind him, but over to the side. So the way I'm going to draw it, and you draw it however you want, I'm going to start with a backwards letter S. So I'm starting kind of down here near his booty, and I'm going to curve out, in, and out again. Okay, so there's my backwards letter S. Started down here, curve out first, and then in, and then out again. And now we're going to draw the big poofy top of his tail. And the big poofy top of his tail is going to start behind him, and it's going to go all the way around this line without touching it. Okay, so watch this. If you're drawing it like me, you're going to go all the way around that S. Did I touch it? I didn't touch it. And all the way until I touch it sort of near the middle of the S. So there's my squirrel tail. If you wanted to draw your tail differently, you can draw it differently. You draw it however you want. This is your squirrel. Now, I'm going to take my black marker, like I always do, and I'm going to trace. After we trace, then you can add background details. You can add eyelashes, if you want it to be a girl squirrel. You can add little rosy cheeks to him. Maybe he's blushing just a little bit, or maybe she's blushing just a little bit. Like I said, he could be standing on a tree branch, or if it were my pet squirrel likes to play on my bed. So we actually have a comforter or a blanket just for her, and we spread our blanket out on the bed for her to play on, and then she plays on our bed. And when it's time for her to go back in her cage, we put it away. All right, so here is how I'm going to trace, and I'm just staying right on that line. Okay, what I'm doing is called outlining. So I'm outlining all of my shapes, and I'm just kind of going around and covering up my pencil lines. maybe, since you know how to trace already, I will speed up the video here and you can focus on tracing your squirrel or drawing your squirrel. And then when my video stops, you can see me draw my details. Okay, I think I'm going to make this my pet squirrel, and I'm going to draw a background of my bed. So your squirrel can stand wherever you want your squirrel to stand, and I'm going to put Risu. Risu is the name of my squirrel, so Risu is going to be standing on my bed. So now I'm going to draw some straight lines coming out from behind him. This is going to be kind of where my pillows sit on my bed. And then as the bed comes towards me, it looks like it gets wider. So I'm going to draw some diagonal lines going out away from the squirrel, like the bed is coming towards me. And now I'm going to add some fluffy pillows on my bed. Okay, and I'm going to erase that line that goes through my pillows. Now, I'm going to draw the headboard of my bed too. So my headboard goes up, and my headboard is square. So then it's going to corner off and go straight behind Risu here. Okay, just like that. And we need some covers. So I'm going to do another straight line kind of coming out from behind Risu here. Maybe one more, like my covers are folded down. On the other side, I'm going to try to get it even. Okay. All right, and there is my squirrel. I can outline my background now. I can add more details with my pencil if I want to, and then I get to color it. I can't wait to see your squirrels, boys and girls. Make sure you send pictures to your teacher. I would love to see pictures of your little squirrels, and I will even show my pet squirrel, Risu, all of these beautiful squirrels that you boys and girls are drawing now. It was so good to see you guys again. This has been Miss Davis. If you want to see more of my videos, you can have your parent like the video and click the subscribe button on YouTube so you can see every time I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again next week. Bye-bye.